everybody, it's Sarah from the library, and I'm ready to read chapter 33, so let's go. Let's put the two new cards on the table, said Charles. He and his so-called teammates, Andrew and Haley, Charles planned on dumping them both right before he made his glorious solo exit from the library, had scoured the library together for hours looking for more book cover matches. Peckelman wasn't nearly as good with the Dewey Decimal System as he claimed to be, and Charles needed someone to do that sort of thing for him. His father always hired tutors or research assistants for him whenever Charles had to do a major paper or report. Finally, around 6 in, coincidentally, the 600s room, they scored twice, finding T for You and Me, 641.332772, and Why Wait to Lose Weight, 613.2522. Now their picture puzzle had only 4 blanks remaining. All right, here we go. Sheep need walks. Okay, I think it's pretty cool. Clue. Woolly blank walk up the skinny blank blank house Indian and 19 blank. Charles nodded and said, interesting, even though he knew Peckelman was way off. Hello, that doesn't make any sense, said Haley. Sure it does, said Andrew. No, it doesn't. In his head, Charles had decoded the clues so far as you, a female sheep, blank, walk out, THE, way, the way, blank, blank, in is past blank. But out loud, he said, I think we just need to tweak Andrew's translation a little bit. So, it's you blank walk out the way blank blank in past blank. How about she blank walks out the skinny blank blank house 500 and past blank? Where'd you get she? asked Haley. From sheep, the card you gave us. Actually, I think the sheep is supposed to represent you because you is a female sheep. Fascinating, said Charles. I didn't figure that out. What he did figure out was that Haley Daly was much smarter than he assumed. She could be a serious threat. In no way was Charles sharing his prize with anybody, especially her. And how do you get 500 from Indiana? She asked. Simple. Indianapolis, the capital of Indiana, is home to the race known as the Indy 500. Okay, how about you blank walk out the skinny blank blank in because the Nancy Drew book was about an in 500 pass or past blank. Now Peckelman piped up. That makes more sense than what you said, Charles. Indeed, said Charles, sounding magnanimous. Perhaps the clues are telling us to locate a secret skinny passageway 500 paces past some landmark here in the library. Andrew was excited. It's like the pirate map from Treasure Island. Or, said Haley, maybe these clues are telling us we need to go out and find the 4 books we haven't found yet. We should split up. I'll go back to the 400 room. We've already been there, said Andrew. Well, you guys might have missed something. Good idea, said Charles. He figured if Haley Daly wasted time retracing steps he and Andrew had already taken, she would find nothing new and become less of a threat. Let's meet back here at, say, 7? Fine. Haley left the meeting room. Charles went to the door and closed it. You know what we really need? He said to Andrew. Chocolate milk and maybe some cookies? Charles shook his head. No, Andrew. We need whatever clues Kyle Keeley and his team have found, especially if they have our missing cards. Chapter 34. Veering left in the instant she reached the 2nd floor, Haley made her way toward the 400 room. She figured that Charles and Andrew had probably missed something important in the foreign language room, because they had spent too much time talking to those awesome mannequins that told them all about their American heritage. As she rounded the bend, Haley saw Kyle Keeley and his crew tumble out of the 200s room. It looked like Miguel was carrying a Bible. But a Bible wasn't one of the books on display in the staff picks case. We're following separate paths to the same goal, Haley thought, and somewhere those 2 paths are going to collide. Haley slid her keycard down the reader slot in the 400's door. The lock clicked and she pushed the door open. The limb was dimly lit. Bonvenida, bonvenue, Watami, welcome, boomed a voice from the ceiling speakers. Sorry, said Haley, blindly feeling her way forward and bumping into something hard and lumpy. This is the 400 room, home of foreign languages. Here, Haley, you can learn all about your American heritage. A bank of spotlights thumped on. Haley was basically hugging a department store mannequin. An overhead projector beamed a movie onto the dummy to her left, turning it into a perky woman who looked like Haley would probably look in a couple of years after she graduated from college. Hello, Haley. Welcome to Your American Heritage. Let's begin on your voyage. That's okay, I don't have time right now. I'm Haley Daly. My ancestors were Irish, okay, so can we skip the history lesson? And suddenly the two mannequins on the far end of the row turned into sepia-toned versions of her great-great-grandmother and great-great-great-grandfather. Haley knew it was them because her dad had a bunch of old photos hanging in her family room. The two dummies that looked exactly like Patrick and Una Daly did in their wedding portrait. No man ever wore a scarf as warm as his daughter's arm around his neck, said Patrick in his thick Irish brogue. Your da is proud of you, Haley. Thanks, but I really need to win this competition. Watch out for sneaky rascals, said Una. Them that would steal the sugar out of your punch. Haley had to smile. It sounded like her ancestor had met Charles Chiltington. Oh, and always remember, Haley, said her great-great-great-grandfather, every woman's mind is her kingdom. Rule it wisely, lassie. I'm trying. The library can help, said her great-great-great-grandmother with a wink. And when she did, a secret panel in the wall slid open. What's going on? Said Haley. You're our third visitor, boomed the jolly announcer in the ceiling. So, according to the American Heritage Dictionary of Idioms, available in our reference department, by the way, third time is the charm. Therefore, as our third visitor, you have won this charming bonus. 2 bonuses in one day. She was right. Mr. Lemoncello definitely wanted Haley Daly to win the game, because clearly he knew she'd be the perfect, best-looking spokesmodel for his holiday commercials. Don't worry, sir, Haley said to the nearest TV camera. I won't let you down. She hurried through the open wall panel into the 300 room on the other side. Ta-da! The first thing she saw was one of the books they'd been searching for all day long. True Crime, Ohio, the Buckeye State's most notorious brigands, burglars, and Bandits by Claire Taylor Winters. She quickly opened the cover and found the hidden 4x4 card. It took her several seconds to decipher the clue. Bandits. Haley remembered another bit of Irish wisdom, something her dad said all the time. Never bolt your door with a boiled carrot. She decided to keep this new clue in secret and secure. She wouldn't share it with Charles or Andrew. Haley took off her left sneaker, folded the card in half, and slid the clue into her shoe for safekeeping. When her sneaker was laced up tight again, she took the True Crime Ohio book off its display stand and tucked it into the bookshelf, making sure it was in the proper position, right between 364 1.1091 and 364.1093. That way, she'd know where to find it if, for whatever reason, she needed it again. Haley looked up at the closest camera and flashed her brightest toothpaste commercial smile. Go Lemoncello! That's a cheer I just made up. We can use it in the commercials after I win. Let's see. Alright, chapter 35 is a little bit too long to keep going, so we're going to stop for now. Thanks. Have a great night.